today's forging exercise is the caltrop, which is like a medieval booby trap that they used to sprinkle all over the floor to get in people's feet, horses' hooves, that kind of thing. So if you take a look at this, I'm going to start with a bit of bar. It's 5mm thick, 16 wide. So what you do is chop off a short length, and this is 72mm. So then what you do is you mark off a middle bit, and the middle bit you mark off wants to be the same width as the stock material. So it's 5/8 or 16mm, so I've got 16mm dots, 16mm apart I mean, and then I'm going to split down from each dot to the end, leaving a square bit in the middle. Now you can either do that with a hot chisel, like I'm going to do here, or you can do it with a hacksaw, or you can do it with a slitting disc on the angle grinder, but I'll show you the traditional way of doing it. So over to the forge. Take a minute to warm up. If I'd have been professional, then I've had one in already. Nearly there. There we go. So, on a bit of plate to protect the anvil face. Do tend to be a bit ragged when you cut them like this, but you don't matter too much about that because they are horribly ragged things anyway. Just working down like that, down to the dot. That's the other side. That's the dot side. It's just starting to come apart now. Yeah, so that's one side done. Back in on the other side. You're laughing. You only need quite a small fire for doing these because they're a small thing. You can see here if you want. This is but a small fire. So here we go, other side. Same again. Find the dot. There we go. So we end up with a kind of stretched X shape. Don't need them anymore. So the next thing to do is open out the X, and I like to do that with a straight peen hammer against the radius of the edge. Hold it in the middle, get it on the radius. Like that. Same the other side. So you end up with something like that. And at that point, if there's any really ragged bits, now's the time to get rid of them. Don't matter if it's a bit raggedy, but you don't want excessively raggedy because they'll get forged into what you call cone shuts. Get them dodgy bits off with a file. There we go, demeshed. So now when I pick one of the ends in the tongues like that, whack a ring on. I'm going to stretch each one of those 4 fingers and stretch it out to a point. Don't need a big hammer for this. It's not like a 2-pounder. It does help as well if they've got a relatively flat face with good corners. If they've got a heavily radiused corner, you can't get right into the notch, which you need to do on these. There we go. Stretch that out. One leg stretched. So spin it through 90. Grab another one. It doesn't matter too much how long the legs end up being, as long as they're not massive. But what is important is that they're all the same length to within, I don't know, a 16th or whatever inches. So 1.5 mil that. check the length on both of them. Now we've got 2 1/4 and 2 1/4. Watch your knuckles when you're doing the third and fourth leg, because you've got a spike coming directly up at you. That one. Bit more. Just a bit short, that one. Yep, 2 1/4. Or near enough. Go. Two and a quarter. So now you've got your elongated X shape like that. The next bit is the critical bit, and it takes 2 pairs of tongs. And you warm up the middle bit, grab it in both pairs, and do that. Just twist it open. And that's when it becomes a caltrop.
Lies in a surprising place, over 1,000 miles away.
So into 1 pair of tongs, in the second pair, make sure you've grabbed them kind of equally like that, and then with a good twist like that. When you look at it on, 2 legs at the back want to be at 90 degrees the ones at the front or thereabouts, and anything after that is just kind of cold truing up. But that is the basic thing. The rest of it is just cold truing up in the vise. So I'll give that a dip off. And let's see what's what over here. Right, so straight away you can see that leg and that leg are too tight together, they want opening out a bit. So I do that in there with a little pair of tongs. Just grab it as far up as you can. And just do that. So now I can see that leg and that leg are too tight. So I'll do the same for them. Now that one and that one are too tight. And that's starting to look something close to. One's got a bit bent. So. They very rarely come out perfect from the forge. You always have to do a bit of trimming and truing up like this, like nearly every time. The idea is you want them to sit so that whichever way they land, there's always one sticking up vertically. Starting to get there. That's not far off, is it? I think that's okay, that for you know, a bulk made item that was knocked out in 1,000. They don't have to be perfect. So yeah. There you go. The caltrop.